Good afternoon, and before we begin, as we normally do, Matt, remind me, what do we normally do before we start VF Talks? Do you know?
Talk about something that's been on your mind recently and, quite frankly, the last 11 years.
Yeah, it's funny you should say that. It's like almost you've heard this before. It's crazy. Yeah, this has been front of mind for the last 19 months and, quite frankly, the last 11 years. Paramount in that, too. The National MS Society is a collective of passionate individuals who want to do something about multiple sclerosis now, to move together towards to a world free of multiple sclerosis, free of MS. MS is comprised of unpredictable and often disabling flare-ups of the central nervous system. Such flare-ups disrupt the flow of information within the brain and between the brain and the body. The National MS Society is the largest private funder of MS researchers in the world. They're investing more than $1 billion to date. MS stops people from moving, but the National MS Society exists to make sure that MS doesn't. To contact the National MS Society, please call 1-800-344-4867. Once again, 1-800-344-4867. Or go to their website at nationalmssociety.org. Importantly, we are still raising money for the National MS Society through A Venture to a Cure. That was a page created in conjunction with the Walk MS Media back in April. An incredible organization, an incredible event. We raised a lot of money, as you can see there. We have exceeded our goal of $125,000. We raised $126,943 for the National MS Society through the Walk MS 2022 in media. Job well done, but an incredible and very important organization, without question. The fundraising page for the Walk MS Media 2022, the page that I created, A Venture to a Cure, is at rebrand.ly/A Venture to a Cure. Once again, rebrand.ly/A Venture to a Cure. This fundraising effort will continue through the end of September. Thank you to all of you who have donated money to this amazing organization or have even gone to the National MS Society to learn more about multiple sclerosis and demyelination. It touches me and over the 1 million people in this country who have multiple sclerosis in so many ways, and we appreciate all of you. And on that,
it's time to talk.
I guess the moral of this story is, when you don't swing a golf club prior to the show, your hands are not full of blisters like they were last Friday. So there's that. But another thing I know is it's time to have a conversation about anything and everything with Matt Haas, Paul Burke, and all of you, because this is Good afternoon once again, good evening, or good morning, wherever you may be, and welcome to VF Talks. My name is John, and that guy back there, he's a Yankee fan, so I can't throw too much shade at him. But that's a cantankerous triceratops known as Rex, who thinks he's a T-Rex. Still thinks he's a T-Rex. Has an identity crisis. We're not going to get to that today. We tried to get to it before. We've actually tried to have an intervention with him. Nothing. Bupkis. But I can't be totally pissed off at him because he is a Yankee fan. And he is rooting for the Yankees tonight up in Boston. So I can't throw too much shade at him because we're on the same team with respect to that. So Rex, you have good taste in baseball, my friend. But other things, oof, oh my. Okay, let's see who wins the door prize because we are on tonight on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. And that door prize goes to Jaden. Jaden, hello. How are you? Hope you are well. Jaden, hello. How are you? Hope all is well. We got Laura on YouTube who says, hello, how are you? I'm doing well. It's been a day. It's been a week. It's been something. We also have Laura Williams over on YouTube who says, hello. Hello, Laura Williams. Hope you're doing well as well. We have Tech for Your Needs. Here we go. This is where it begins. He says, no, Stanky, my hometown Boston. No. Yankee fan over here. Yankee territory. Just saying. Hey, how are you? Welcome to the live stream. Oh, man. Hope you're having a great Friday. He says, hello, folks. And we got Marilyn, who says, hello, John, with 3 purple hearts and 3 waves intertwined. I like that. 3 wave, purple heart, wave, purple heart, wave, purple heart. If you're scoring at home, and I know you are. And Marilyn, always good to see you. And then we have this awesome fun things with an arrow rocket ship taking off and whatnot. I think of awesome fun things in a rocket ship. I'm thinking that's Mahas. That's Mahas, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello. How are ya?
I'm doing well. I made a Tech for Your Needs day. Look at that.
All right. See?
There you go.
You're making things happen, John.
It's that whole natural Yankee-Red Sox rivalry brings everybody together. It's like the Rangers-Islanders rivalry.
What's not to love?
That's right.
Yeah.
And Jaden says, you're just messing with me. No, your hello comment came up twice. So I just read what's in front of me. So hello. And
He's
hello.
on 2 different platforms.
He is.
Yeah. I see that. People think I don't see it, but I see it.
Jaden, if you get on the other 2 platforms, you can give yourself a pat on the back. Or say it the way you say it. Say it the way you say it.
You'll get 1 pat on the back, but you'll have to administer it to yourself.
That's right. That's exactly what would happen, Jaden. You would get 1 pat on the back, and you would have to administer it to yourself. Administer it to your... Whatever you said.
The professionals, John.
Yeah, you're right. The professionals. This amateur doesn't know anything. April says, hey there. Nice shirt. Thank you, April. How are you this evening? Hope you're doing well, love. And April says, hey there, Matt.
It's good to have an allegedly good baker in the audience.
Allegedly. But I can truly say, bona fide excellent baker.
I cannot confirm. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you're going to have to talk to her people. Her people's going to have to talk to your people and make it work. It's going to have to work.
Understood.
Jaden going for the Grand Slam. He's now on Facebook and says, hello. That's 3. Is that 3?
All right.
They were both future.
Can you interact on Twitter? Will the comments bleed through? I don't think
we won't know. If it doesn't, then he doesn't get the Grand Slam, does he? Marilyn's saying hi to April with a wave and a purple heart.
There you go.
So, price of gas coming down for you?
$4.80 something. Last time I checked.
$4.80 something. According to AAA, not that this has become financial news corner for a second, but let's go there. That's what it's looking like. So you're talking about a massive drop week over week here. And the prices are starting to come down, but trust me, anything that's $4 and up is well beyond anything I expected.
Our our leadership and their infinite wisdom sent 500 million barrels out of the country from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliance, I say. Just
Isn't that
mere
great?
brilliance. Oh, it's
Yeah,
fantastic.
We're helping everybody else out, but here we've got $7 gallons of gas. But,
As the Judds would say, love can build a bridge, but it's not helping us here, is it?
Love can build a bridge, but petroleum $7 a gallon.
That's right, and I'm blocking some of this. It's The graphic actually says that the price is 472 national average, and that's as of today. So
about what it is.
Yeah, it's lunacy. It's just mere lunacy.
Without a doubt. You know what else is lunacy? The length of my grass.
Thank you for cleaning that up real quickly, because that could have gotten really bad really quickly.
I thought of something funny to say on top of that, but I cannot say it.
All right, no.
It's actually hilarious. It is like fall off your chair hilarious.
Oh, good thing I'm sitting. I'll just back up here. Here we go.
I cannot. Maybe if the audience is awesome, I'll brave the joke. But
you throw us enough coffees and enough therapy. Matt will put his zinger, and it'll be great. And there you go. There you go.
No, but my grass is way too long. I'm like, man, I gotta get on it. Gotta get on it, John.
Do I do the whole match game thing and say, how long is it?
It's a half inch too long for my liking.
All right. There you go.
Yeah. Still looking good though. Grass is looking good. I got plants growing too.
What kind of plants?
Sunflower plants. 3 different varieties of sunflower. And perhaps a 4th. I don't think the 4th ever took hold. But yeah, it's happening. It is happening.
You are a horticulturist and a turf and grass management dynamo.
I do some things out of necessity. I do some things out of passion. The necessity was I'm tired of paying ChemLawn paying them an arm and a leg and then having them do a mediocre job. I'm like, there's got to be a better way. So I figured that out because that was irritating me.
It's worth me saying that ChemLawn's not a sponsor, and for good reason.
In a ironic twist of fate, where I learned to take care of my lawn was from a former ChemLawn manager. He took his knowledge to the interwebs and taught everyone else how to do it correctly. And that's kind of what I've been doing.
Marilyn says you must give us an update on your sunflowers on Good Morning Haas.
All right, I will do that. I want to take a picture of me. I mean, I shouldn't spoil it, but I'm not big about talking about what I'm going to do. I like to talk about things after I do it, but I'm going to take a picture of me standing, but the sunflower is going to be in front of me, and I'm going to have a funny caption.
Jaden, you're on Twitter, but unfortunately you posted that through YouTube, so you still didn't get credit for Twitter. Figure that out, and then you might be able to apply that pat on your back.
He'll have to tweet on Twitter, take a screen grab of the comment, then join the show here, and then screen share his screen capture of his comment on Twitter. Then it will count.
And then in order for you to complete the Grand Slam, Matt, you'll have to throw him off.
Oh boy.
See? Very complicated, but it could be a win for everybody.
Oh show.
Tech for Your Needs asks, Matt, how many channels do you have? 4,000.
4 active channels. I've got more than that, but that's where I post to. I have this one. I've got this one. I've got that one. And I've got the Awesome Fun Things. I don't have a sticker for that, but it is, I'm logged into YouTube under Awesome Fun Things. And I got a couple more, but those are the ones I play around on. And it is 3 too many. I only advocate one YouTube channel per person.
Is it
for sanity?
So is it a labor of love or a labor of WTF?
It's a labor of love.
Okay.
I do love it. I do love it. I got to be straight with you. I can't shit you. You're my favorite turd.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No, I love it. I do love it. It's I like
For
sharing
a
my
deuce,
passion.
you're number one.
Oh,
Why?
the zingers are flying.
What? Why is it going to poo humor over here? And we're not talking about a bear in the 1,000-acre woods over here. What I'm saying? What am I saying? Oh God, stop it. Oh man. Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, no, I like teaching people how to do stuff. I do a lot of education material on teach people how to be good on YouTube, teach people how to be good at woodworking, and I don't know. It's just a cool way to connect and a cool way to make things better.
Mm.
I'd like to think I'm making YouTube a better place by having people improve the content they put on the platform.
And you have people that listen to your work and take in the things you have to teach, and they produce better content that way.
It sounds like just a slogan, but that's legit what I'm trying to do. I want YouTube to be the best place for entertainment and education. And on the flip side of that, on the sinister side of that, I want broadcast television to fail. I don't think, no, like it is, they're gatekeepers. They control who has an audience. And I have a fundamental issue with that. How dare you? I'll get my own audience. Thank you very much.
Tech Free Needs asks, Matt, which channel has the most subscribers?
This one. I've almost 8,000.
8,000?
Yeah. That's a big channel. I'm hurting myself. Like this is going to sound like a brag, but I'm sure I would probably have 100,000 subscribers on this channel had I not fractured my audience across 3 different channels. I'm hurting my growth by doing that, but that's my plan. I like to share the things that I share across my 4 channels. It's enjoyable to me, and I will continue it.
Your awesome fun things is basically your coverall channel.
Yeah,
what we've called Good Morning Haas.
Right, that's my miscellaneous channel, and it's the only channel where I'll do like free thought type of content. Everything else is highly produced. I like to think.
You do poetry and spoken word songs and beatnik poetry and
Slam
poetry, and then traffic and weather on the 8s.
No, I originally had awesome fun things as a vlog channel. I wanted to vlog out and about, but I don't do much of that. So it's the catch-all channel.
Marilyn says, my motto in life is to make a difference in someone's life every day. And that is with 4 purple hearts. 4 blue hearts back at you, Marilyn. That's a really good point.
I'm fortunate to have been able to impact hundreds of people's lives multiple times in my life. I have several grand accomplishments, and I'm just getting started. So,
well, there's plenty there for you.
Lot of good in this world I've done, and but that's for another show, I suppose.
Speaking of, and not to kind of tease the show that's coming up on Thursday, which, by the way, quick programming note. The topic that we were going to talk about yesterday is being combined with the topic next Thursday. We're combining the sort of passages that I've written in the book, but also talking about your story as well. And when I say your story, I'm going to be talking about a program that I met Matt on, something a little called Live Every Day in August. So we're going to talk about the need of a program like LEDA, and moreover, the importance of gaining your self-expression, gaining the ability to speak your story. So What I would say, Matt, is the question. I think, are you doing Lita this year or no?
Affirmative.
Affirmative. Matt will be in Lita, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. I'm really doing Lita on my own with my morning show, even though it's not every day. It's Monday through Friday. Still, I've racked up quite a few. How many have I done? Have you been keeping track?
Marilyn giving you a plug there. It says, great way to start your morning with Matt Haas.
The 8th, 220 morning shows. That's like 220 Litas. Not Litas, but Lita days. That makes sense. Anyway.
And Austin Knapp joining us on YouTube. It says, hi, Matt and JV. Hi, Austin. Hope you're doing well this afternoon.
Austin's here. Hey. That's my friend in real life.
IRL.
Yep. Let me put my comment that I just put on for Austin. It'll come up in a second.
There. Well. There you go.
Bowling. He's a bowler. Oh, you know what else Austin is doing? Austin, I hope I can share this publicly. He is working towards his Eagle Scout project. And that's not a trivial thing. Like, that's a major accomplishment. People, that's like a lifelong thing. I mean, I've known, you could be, that's something to be proud of all throughout your entire life. So yeah, good on him.
Yeah, that's Austin. That's good stuff. It really is. And I love the fact that you're a bowler. I got two fellow bowlers on this channel over here. I haven't bowled in a while, but I used to bowl in leagues, and I used to find that to be the highlight of the week for sure.
My family is bowlers and golfers.
Bowlers and golfers.
My younger brother is a professional bowler. I'm not blowing smoke. Like, he is a legit professional bowler. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
National PBA or PBA regional or what PBA?
All that, and he goes in world tournaments. He was in a world tournament and came in 47th in the world.
Wow.
Out of everyone who bowls, he's 47th. It's insane.
47th.
He was at this one event where they had a really wicked hard oil pattern. Like, and all the professionals, the ball was falling in the gutter. And it was just wrecking everyone's game. He figured it out, and he never bowled better than anyone else. Whatever he was doing was just perfect for that pattern. And
was it the scorpion pattern, the viper pattern? What pattern were they using?
That's a little above my pay grade, but whatever it was, he won so much money. He moved tax brackets because he just spanked everybody.
So the IRS was definitely interested in that result.
Oh, he's squeaky clean. He pays his taxes.
Austin says, yep, I'm an Eagle Scout now, and now I don't have to worry about Boy Scouts that much anymore.
Congratulations, my friend. Well earned, well deserved. You put that on your college resume. You put that on your resume. You champion that accolade the rest of your life, good sir. You deserve it.
You earned it, Austin. You have earned it. It's like Smith Barney.
It's kind of fascinating when kids get around that high school age, and like the whole world is ahead of them. Like, they can go any direction, and then they can shape their future lives so easily at that point in time. Like, when you get older, like, you're kind of set. I mean, you can still improve, and but the potential is so much more at that age. I don't know. I like it.
Austin's asking, how is everyone?
Good.
I can't believe I made a Smith Barney reference. What the hell's wrong with me? Make money the old-fashioned way. We earned it.
Oh, Smith Barney.
Right. Is it medication time yet? Is it time for tapioca? Is it time for me to go to bed at 8 o'clock in the old age home?
We waste money the old-fashioned way. We burn it.
We burn at Fogo.
Ivan!
Ivan! You don't know what you're doing to me, Ivan! I told you I only wanted one piece. You're giving me 9 pieces. How special? What the hell?
More cheese dipped in honey, please.
So have you thought about how we make the camera shot for this? Is it a 5 camera shot, 4 camera shot, 2 microphones? How do we do this?
We need a whole production crew.
We need Sammy to work camera. He doesn't eat until the show's done, and then we pay for his dinner. But you get to eat, Sammy. We'll pay for you. That's how we're paying you. We'll pay you with Fogo.
We should hire Paul to do the play-by-play.
So wait a second. You gonna have Burke doing play-by-play,
Yeah.
and we're stuffing with sausage and top sirloin, bottom sirloin, and how special.
Yeah. Could you just imagine his play-by-play with all his inflections? No, I don't think Matt's going to get the medium rare prime rib. There's no way. Oh, my God, he's going for the medium prime rib.
Oh, God. Austin says, JV and Matt, I might send Matt an invite for both of us to go bowling soon. That would be great, Austin. And you'd be wiping the whole entire 3-game series with your ability and my lack thereof.
I'm telling you, my ball is wicked straight. My technique is throw it dead straight as an arrow. It's not a good technique, but it's what I do.
And the ladies love it. Anyhow, I was just telling you what Frank Thomas says in the Igenix commercials. Come on, I'm just quoting the commercial. Don't look at me. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. Oh, man. So it's supposed to rain tomorrow.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. But Sunday's supposed to be the better of the 2 days.
How am I supposed to mow my lawn if it rains?
I don't know why I feel the need to do traffic and weather on the 8th, but I'm just giving you a little bit of an update.
Okay.
I don't know what that's going to do to 283. I have no idea what that's going to do to the Turnpike. You're going to have to check your Google Maps and stuff.
Maybe I'll go to Hershey Park. Well, it's empty because it's raining, and just eat food for on my meal plan.
Well, there you go.
Oh, hey, there's a new perk, an unannounced perk for season pass holders. We now have an extra bring a friend pass that has to be used before the end of July.
Okay. That's a very interesting development.
That is a new perk for pass holders. So I have a free pass. I also have a second. I have 2 passes now. One has to be used before July ends, and the other one can be used before Labor Day.
Could your friends reimburse you for this free credit?
It's free.
Well, I mean, certainly they have to pay you back for this incredible free.
That's not how I roll.
Okay, I'm just saying. If your friend and perhaps his girlfriend, I don't know. Just saying.
I can hook it up. I've got 2. Dos muchachos.
Austin says, has anyone seen the new Jurassic Park yet? Negative. No match. The board goes back.
It has to have velociraptors.
Does it have popcorn?
Austin, did you see my art with me riding a velociraptor? Should I get it?
Mm-hmm.
I have to get it.
Talk amongst yourselves. We're talking about.
It's hard for me to grab it.
Entertain
the audience.
A personally handcrafted piece of artwork from Mr. Matt Haas. What Matt Haas did is he came up with this crazy idea, and then they commissioned this wonderful, wonderful piece of art. Right. And you will laugh, you will cry, and you'll say, "Wow, did that really happen?"
Are you ready?
Yes. That is beautiful. The artist is here, by the way.
No, she isn't.
She is. Not in studio, but in comments.
All right. Yes, Serenity Studio Art made this for me. Diana is her name, and that's me riding a velociraptor.
Now, Diana, if you want to jump on the show, the link is right up there. Why don't you talk about what your inspiration was in the creation of that beautiful, beautiful piece of art?
Oh, it can.
Doing impromptu interviews here. It's great.
How do I have to kind of prop it up here? There.
Yeah.
I'll do the show like. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it works.
I'll do the show like this.
There you go. You're talking behind. You're talking behind a piece of personally crafted art for you. It's good.
Diana, I know I've said this before, but I, capital L, love this art. Thank you for doing it for me.
Matt, would you say you love it?
That would be accurate.
Okay. And Diana says, no, but thank you anyway, John. Anytime, Diana. If you ever want to come on the show and talk about it, you can. We would love to have you.
So Jurassic Park has a new movie out. Hey, cool. What do they escape from this time? Because I feel like that's the
Hoboken.
only...
They escaped from Hoboken.
Because there's velociraptors in Hoboken.
We got to get these velociraptors out of North Jersey now. Wow, I got right on that one. Ooh.
See a velociraptor run down the street. Hey, yo!
Hey, yo, what you doing over here?
Get out of here!
I got one velociraptor. His name is Vinny Boombats. Hey, watch it over there. How you doing? Oh, we got someone. And that would be Mr. Burke. And hang on, we'll go 3-panel. This is what we do now. And then I got to get the real Paul Burke. We got to do this over here with the thing. And boom.
The real Paul Burke. Hey,
the real Paul Burke trademark.
It's the old TR. The real Paul Burke.
The real Paul Burke.
Guys?
Hi, Paul. We're good. I hope you're well.
What's
Good.
the haps?
Not much. I got out of work, so I'm happy.
Let me try this. I'm inspired. Let me try. Go sideways. No, that doesn't work. Can't do that. Try and do that on the fly.
Little side profile.
Yeah.
Oh, hi. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Oh, you know what? I do have a camera that does this. Hang on.
You know what? But I realize if I look at the computer, I look insane. I look like I'm just looking off screen. I'm not even looking at you guys.
That's okay.
So if anything, I should go more like this. Oh, hey, what's up, guys? So good to see you. You guys look amazing. Oh, that ass. Don't stop. Whatever you're doing, Matt.
You can't beat it. Can't beat it. It's fantastic.
Can't beat that ass. No.
We're gonna do the rest of the show like this, Matt. Your call now. Your call.
It's all the jazzercising that we do.
All that spinning. It's all that
Found
spinning.
So many.
Maybe I
quarters
should
off
look
that
up.
thing.
I'll look up. And we're professionals around here, everybody.
Oh yeah. We're live streaming. Semi-pros.
Yeah. Be sure to do Lita and be professionals like us.
Ding. Ding.
If there's any sort of advertisement they need, it's this show.
This show.
3 people who are looking in radically different directions, like a bunch of psychos promoting Lita. That's hilarious.
Promoting Lita and then playing just random music in the background. Oh man.
How are things in California?
California.
Good, man. It's been nice. It's been some good days. Taking the drone out, being that guy that launched the drone everybody looks at and is like, oh, he must be lonely.
Yeah.
So it's been good. It's been great. It's great weather. It's great drone weather. Get your drone out there. Take some cool shots. I've been finding some great bridges. Oh, it's been great. It's good times. How many times can I say great? We're going to find out.
15 times.
That's the over-under. Get your bets in.
That's right. Get them in early and often.
Nothing like drone shots at 4K 60.
Whew. That's right. Well, so here's the thing, not to get too nerdy, but I've been watching a lot of drone videos on YouTube, and they suggest shooting drone photography in 4K, you're right, but 30 frames a second, because that way you can slow it down to 24, and it provides a sort of what they suggest is a dream-like speed. It's real, but a little slower. than normal. Whereas if you go from 60 to 24, it looks way too slow. That just looks insane. So
Makes sense.
Marilyn's saying hello to the real Paul Burke with one wave and one purple heart.
Hot tips. Hey, Marilyn. Hello, Marilyn. It's good to see you.
And Jada can't figure out the comments on Twitter.
Jaden, you're not alone, man. I avoid Twitter because every time I get on there, I'm like, what the hell is happening here?
Thank you for cleaning it up.
Yeah, you're welcome. I don't understand Twitter's spaces. I don't get it. And I don't know. I sound like an old man on a porch, but I just don't get it.
Back in my day,
we talked to people face to face.
We actually called them on our rotary phones, and we asked the mobile operator to connect us to Beacon Falls 49716.
Back in my day, we got our booze from the back room.
That's right.
We had to use a special term.
Back during Prohibition.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Diana can't get her Twitter comments to work either. She says, neither can I, Jaden. LOL. No, that's not the voice of Diana.
I'm having some technical difficulties over here. See this white spot right there?
Is that your histogram?
No, that is the light bleeding through my teleprompter because I have a big gaping hole in it. Because I have
Ooh. Viewer discretion is advised.
I can fix it. There. Did it go away?
I think so.
You're a goddamn professional.
You're
Golden.
live streaming goddamn professional. That's a new spin-off show with Matt Haas.
LSGDP. That's me, live streaming GD Pro.
So our question for you, real Paul Burke trademark.
Yeah. What's what?
If you're covering a live streaming event or a VF Talks episode from Fogo, what would be your play-by-play style?
What would my Well, let's see. I would kind of take on a Troy Aikman sort of style. Really giving a lot of facts and figures about meat, about where it comes from, the average weight of a cow, all sorts of stuff. Like just really loaded up with a lot of knowledge. Who's that guy who does baseball? I think he recently retired. He's shoot.
Oh, the guy who used to play on the Cardinals. The old catcher dude. Tim McCarver.
No, I don't know him. I'm thinking of the guy who he did the Olympics for years and years, and then anyways, I know that
Gary
guy.
Thorne. No.
I don't think so. Anyways, I'd be all about facts and figures. I want giving knowledge to the people watching.
Oral Hershiser.
Nope. But I do like Earl Horshizer. He seems like a nice guy.
Ron Darling.
No, Costas. Bob Costas.
Bob Costas. There you go.
That's what I'm thinking of. Never played I don't think he ever played baseball, so that probably threw everybody off when I was asking the question. But he is always
never
about
played baseball in his
facts.
life.
No, I don't think so. Maybe like Pee Wee League. Maybe when he had to put the ball in the little tee and then knock it off, and parents were like, "Yay, you did something, kid."
He's won Peabody Awards and whatnot, but he hasn't played baseball.
Yeah.
Fun fact about Bob Costas, by the way, he was actually born in the place I was born, Bayside, Queens.
Oh, look at that.
And then if you want to complete your Bayside, Queens trifecta, you know who else was born in Bayside, Queens? That would be the host of Big Brother and that of Julie Chen Moonves.
Oh.
So there's your three. There's your Bayside three there. Me, Bob Costas, Julie Chen Moonves.
A creative hotspot.
That's right.
Now you know.
And now you know.
No one's half the battle.
How about you guys? What kind of announcing style would you give at a Fogo play-by-play?
Well, I answered it in the Paul Burke style.
So just neurotic, just insane,
yes,
where senses don't tie together.
I like when you doubt something's going to happen and then react when it does happen. Like you do that a lot in your sketches. Like he's not going for the prime rib. Oh my God, he's going for the prime rib. Like I like that type of style, if that's what you call it.
There you go.
when you did your cat was breaching the perimeter. There's no way he can breach the perimeter. And then
There's no
next
way.
thing you cut to the cat jumping up on
Oh
the
my God.
No.
For the love of all things holy.
How could this be happening? Yeah. How could Matt do it? He's got that whole piece of beef in his mouth.
Scribbles wins the pennant. Scribble wins the pennant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I think my my style would be a little more subdued, like PGA golf. I would take like the Jim Nance, very quiet sort of coverage. Looks like John's going for his 19th piece of House Special, and he's applying horseradish and chimichurri to that piece of meat. Oh no, he's choking on it. He's going to. Oh, that's going to be horrible. That's good. Oh, that's not good. Oh, will he be invited back? Oh, wow.
Oh, I can't interact. I'm just the host. I mean, I'm just the commentator. I can't get up and save him. Although I
can give him the Heimlich, but that would be a obvious, blatant violation of my duty here as far as doing play-by-play.
Mm-hmm.
Mark joining us, saying hello all. Hey Mark, how are you?
Hey Mark.
Paul Austin has a question for you. He wants to know: are you good at bowling?
No, I'm trash at bowling.
Okay.
Bad. I mean, I enjoy a good game of bumper bowling. Like that's just, I like taking out the bumpers and then looking around and seeing other people's faces. Just kind of the shock and then the embarrassment. And they're not even the ones playing with me. They're just kind of embarrassed for me. No, I don't play very much.
Here's an interesting bowling fact. I heard there's some bowling center in America where they've got a special contraption where the pins are, where if it senses a pin hits the wall, it forces the pin back. So basically, you get a strike every time. Like if you knock one pin over, the chances are you're going to get a strike almost every time because it like fires the pins back into the cage. And it's a lot of fun for people who just want to bowl strikes. That would be interesting.
Mark went bowling today, scored 2 strikes, and then threw about 5 down the gutter.
Yikes.
Nice. That's how it goes. It's no rhyme. Yeah. There's no rhyme or reason. I can't figure out how to like make it work. The spins and all that stuff, forget it. I can't do it. I don't understand it.
Have you ever been to Vidcon, by the way? Diana was asking that before.
Which one is Vidcon? Is that the West Coast or is that the East?
Vid Summit's West Coast. Vidcon, I think, is East Coast.
Which one did we go to, JV?
Vid Summit.
Okay, then no, I've never been to VidCon. I have a friend who just went to VidCon, and she loved it. They had an amazing time. So
is VidCon San Diego?
It could be San Diego. I know Vid Summit's Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's either LA or San Diego. But yeah, are you thinking about going, Serenity Studios?
Art.
Yeah.
Art.
Are you doing Vid Summit this year, Paul?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Were you?
I was thinking about it.
I don't know. Like, you know what? Honestly, VidCon sounded so impressive with its scope. I was like, maybe I'll just go to VidCon next year. Maybe I'll try that. I don't know. Yeah. I would love to talk more about it with you, JV, on what you thought about it. But Matt, you were saying something. I'm sorry, I interrupted you, Matt.
Yeah, go ahead.
We were talking about things to do in California. I understand that there is a grilled cheese festival in Sacramento. Is that something you know about?
Yeah, that was just a couple weeks ago. I did not go because I think I was out of town. And I've never gone. It's relatively new. I want to say it's only like 7 years old. But yeah, that's a huge event.
I'd like to go to a future grilled cheese festival in Sacramento, California. I think that would be fun.
Yeah. Well, tell me when you go because then I will go and we'll hang out and eat grilled cheese because that does actually sound like a pretty awesome time.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you're in, I'm in too.
Well,
awesome. We'll just
Grilled Cheese Festival 2023. Let's book it.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot of breweries who come out too. Yeah, so you get a ton of little microbrews and a ton of different, yeah,
Sounds
grilled
like a
cheese
good
sandwiches.
party. Fun party.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. I actually think it's right outside the Capitol, so it's pretty awesome. It's pretty gorgeous.
Noise.
Noise. Noice. Noise. Mark's got a random question for us all. When sleeping, do you have to be background noise or really quiet? Or do you have to have background noise or really quiet when you sleep?
Dead quiet.
Matt for quiet? The old Paul Burke trademark?
I I would say quiet. If it's noisy, I'm okay with it, as long as I can't tell what's being said. If like the words are audible, like if I can actually understand them, then I'm gonna try to figure out what's happening. But if it's like just a constant like noise of like sirens and stuff like that, I'm fine. Yeah. I don't need to figure out the narrative. But if there's a narrative, I gotta figure it out.
So for you, you need sirens and stuff. That's your version of white noise.
Yeah. I can't have a story before bed.
So Diana says, I have to have a white noise machine on.
I used to have a lot of success with white noise, and here's the trick that would work for me to make me zonk out. I would try and perceive when it looped, because it is an audio file. It starts and ends and then picks back up again. So there must be some point where that happens, and it's completely undetectable. But in my mind, I would focus on the white noise, and I would try and figure out where that point was, and I'd fall asleep right away.
Mark is at his girlfriend's, and she won't sleep without a TV at about 30 volume. The flashing of lights does his head in.
You know what's funny is I love falling asleep in front of the TV. Like there is something weirdly empowering about that, because when I fall asleep in front of the TV, this is welcome to my crazy brain. When I fall asleep in front of a TV, I feel like I don't need you, Law and Order, and I'm telling you that. I'm telling you that right now. I can fall asleep. I don't even need to solve this mystery. I just need to go to sleep right now. I love falling asleep with the TV on. Oh, it's the best.
You know what? Screw you, Sam Waterston. Screw you.
Yeah. Whatever. You think this is important, Sam? I don't. I'm going to bed.
Diana asks, white noise machine or earplugs, as we narrow the questioning.
I could never wear earplugs. Nope, forget it. I'll deal with the sound before I wear earplugs. Yeah.
Well, no earplugs for me. I have issues with pressure, and I don't want to block the ear. Anyway.
Marilyn uses earplugs.
If there was a way to have earphones that wouldn't stick in the ear canal and have it be comfortable, that would be something I would do. But I don't think it's physically possible to make a contraption like that.
This is my philosophy on earplugs or headphones while sleeping. Absolutely, positively not. And it's the same reason why I don't sleep with my Apple Watch on either. It's too much heat. I'd rather have no heat around my ears, no heat around my wrist. I want to sleep as completely free as I can without that sort of additional heat that's not necessary. Especially, in a quick little note here, as someone with MS, I can overheat real easy. That doesn't work well with me.
Well, the human body sleeps better cool. It's good to be in a cool environment.
Mark
Not
says
cold.
now there's a stupid fan right beside his head. So got noise, light, and gusting wind right near his head trying to sleep. Damn my life.
Okay, wow. I got an important. Oh, sorry, Matt, you go first, and
I was going to say you could always break up. Like that's a solution.
Get out of my goddamn head, Matt. That's what I was just going to say. Oh, I was going to say, how long is this relationship? Get out of it. You got to end it.
You're in each other's heads. What's going on here?
Matt, great minds.
Sorry, I jumped over that one.
No, it's 100%. You jumped right into it, my man. That's get out of it. Like
he does these impressions. You think it's the actual person.
Yeah. Here's what you do. You say to her, there's the door.
Beat it, Toots. Beat it.
And then
bye.
And then she's like, this is my place. You leave.
Beat it,
No, I'm
Toots.
just teasing you, Mark.
No, seriously, Mark. Don't say Toots. Just say beat it.
The sleep masks help with the wind, because if the wind dries your eyes out like it does me, you can put a sleep mask on. That is one way to solve.
Mark's going to go drive back to his flat to sleep 5-minute drive. Well, there you go. I think you answered your own question, Mark. You answered your own question.
What about the living room? What about a good couch sleep? Those are fun. Those could be nice.
Do you like the couch sleep sitting up or laying down?
Laying down. So, I'll be honest. Hot take. I currently hate my couch. I hate it so much. I hope it dies very soon, so I can get a comfortable couch. So,
Jaden's going to be here until the end, by the way. So, good that you're staying, Jaden. We love you, man.
So is Jaden a good? I was going to say golfer. Is he a good bowler? Because he's asking a bowling. He asked a bowling question earlier.
Austin Knapp is.
Austin Knapp.
Oh,
He's asking
not
questions.
Jaden.
Jaden, how's your bowling game? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, let us know, Jaden. What are you doing? 200s, 250?
Mark says, I've done what I needed to do here for one evening. If you all get me, my presence here is done.
There you go.
Mark basically laid his jerk store and now is flying back to Akron.
Leave it on the high
They're
note.
all out of you.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
I'll tell you the truth. I think one of the sort of redeeming features, or one of the sort of deciding features on whether or not I actually go to Vid Summit is whether or not Callie and Loria go. If they go, I'll be there.
Yep.
Mr. Beast is great and all. Great to meet him once in person. If that's the only headliner,
It's more fun with friends, 100%. I could not have imagined going to Vid Summit and not knowing anybody. That would have been lame. I mean, I did meet a couple people, but honestly, like, it would have been, it's much more fun with friends. So,
yeah, Vid Summit with friends. That's the new app that I have out there. Yeah, it's great.
Gentlemen, my dog needs some attention, so I will be having to jump off.
Matt,
gotcha. Hope everything's okay.
Is Tinkerbell okay?
Well, she was at the vet, and she doesn't have she's having some rough issues.
Oh,
So
Tinkerbell.
we're dealing with it. You know, it's just she will be 14 years old end of next month.
Nice.
Old doggy.
Well, do me a favor, Matt, and give Tinkerbell some cuddles, and just tell Tinkerbell we're thinking about her, and we hope she starts feeling better
Not
soon.
in any pain. That's good.
That is good.
She's
Good.
generally happy, but she's having some issues. So I thank you. Have an awesome rest of the show.
Good seeing you, man.
Thank you,
catch
boss.
You on the flippity flip.
Appreciate it. Take care of yourself. Have a great weekend. Or maybe I'll talk to you later. Thanks. All right. So we got this big giant thing in the middle. Let me just go back to this over here, and I'll change this up.
Oh.
Well.
Look at that.
And then
Look at all this.
You're not Matt Haas. You're Paul.
I got
Change that
space
to
to
Paul.
move. I can breathe.
There you go.
Man. Finally, room enough
couple-
for my giant head.
We're trying to be rated PG here. What are you doing? Diana says, and one time I was mistakenly using earwax or wax earplugs for a few months, and one time it broke off in my ear and stuck to my eardrum and had to go to the ER, and they couldn't get it out. LOL, ENT doc the next day. Yikes.
Oh,
yikes.
God. What a nightmare. Wow. That...
And she says, bye, Matt. Love the Tinkerbell. Much love the Tinkerbell. Mark says, JV, I never knew you had multiple sclerosis. I had a family member that has that and wasn't diagnosed for years. That happens a lot. Sometimes, definitely in my case, you'll have one major demyelinating event where you have like fuzziness on the top of your head, down the side of your body, maybe some optic neuritis, your brain, your eyeball freezes, you'll have mental fog. But back 10 years ago, there was some sort of price to pay to having a multiple sclerosis marker on your health record. Now these days, with the way MS treatment has been, especially with Osiris, the drug that I take, it's a lot easier to say, you know what, give me that diagnosis, especially if I'm going to be taking an infusion twice a year. So,
Man, it's a journey. It sounds like it's such a lot of hurdles and everything to deal with it.
it's definitely one of the pieces that I am trying to fully talk to in the book is how MS was a thing back in 11 with the demyelinating event, but it basically, was ignored for most of 10 years. And then it took a serious set of events at the end of 20 for me to say, oh, I'm not feeling well. Oh, wow, I'm going to Chester County Hospital on New Year's Eve.
Mm.
Marilyn sending waves of strength and love for Tinkerbell. Three purple hearts. What's going on over by you, Paul? Great, by the way, great live stream yesterday.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Well, I'm gonna stream later tonight because I'm free. I have no commitments, and I was like, oh, I'll stream. That was a lot of fun last night. So I think I'm gonna stream either a game called Proteus, which is where you're just kind of walking around an island and discovering more information about why you're there, which has gotten really high reviews. Another one called Kopka, which is really interesting. You play a bird. Also, if anybody's watching and like these games sound really weird, I really like playing like small indie games that have, just a tight team of like maybe 1 to 10 people. So it's got I love indie games. They got a very strong vision. They don't have to answer to anybody. It's just they put it out there. So Kopka, you play a bird and you're flying around a city looking for twigs for your nest. And as you do that, you overhear people walking throughout the town and you start learning more about what's happening in the city and how it's starting to fall apart. And so it's just kind of like a narrative that's woven together purely by what you're hearing in different spots. So that is pretty creative, I think. I love indie games, man. If you play too many games that are big titles, they all start to seem similar, but that indie stuff, you start to see how people are pushing different ways of telling a game. It's very cool. So
I really enjoyed Corridor last night. That was really good.
So quirky. You know what? I loved it so much. I went back and the live stream was like over 3 hours. And I'm like, the best part was playing that game with you guys. So I just clipped out everything before and just started at the beginning of that game because I'm like, that game is so much fun. Just go buy it. It's a couple bucks. It'll take you 20 to 30 minutes. And it just really, it plays with your assumptions of what a game is.
It really is a good mind screw.
Yeah.
But the most harmless sort of mind screw. It's just a sort of harmless sort of logic mind screw sort of game with the narrator and everything that's going on in it.
Yeah, it's screwing your brain, which it's fun. It's kind of fun to start seeing. You know what it's like? It's like learning a different language, because when you learn a different language, you start to see the world differently because words that exist for things that don't exist in your culture. And that's what the video game was. It was like playing a game and you're learning this new language and you're starting to see games and the interaction with you and the creator differently. I don't know, man. It was great. I loved it.
It was a really good time.
Yeah. So
Mark asks, would you say the medicine now has advanced in keeping it in control? Yeah. There's been major sort of accolades for Ocrevus and a couple of like drugs of the same caliber as far as treating relapse, remitting multiple sclerosis. I've taken 3 rounds of Ocrevus right now. On the most part, I've been feeling a lot better than I did on New Year's Eve of 20. As far as flare-ups, I don't have much of those except when I'm in very, 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 very stressful situations. And even then, there's quick ways for me to get out of it. And certainly there is no lingering effect that comes off of that, unlike what I was experiencing in November of 2020 and December of 2020. And then certainly in early part of 2011. It's interesting. I'm really thankful for, and I'll put a shameless plug in for a second. I'm really thankful for the doctors over at University of Pennsylvania, over at Perelman Center. My neurologist, Dr. Matthew Schindler, has done an incredible job with trying to figure out what's going on and getting me on the right roads as far as treating multiple sclerosis.
That's great. That's awesome.
Thank you, Mark. He says, that's good to hear, JV. Keep yourself well and safe. Thank you. I think the other thing, Paul, is more the reason why I've taken so much of a passion as far as working out and running and whatnot, because the other thing that they teach you when even you get the demyelinating disorder, demyelinating sort of symptomology, is you basically go into a world now where if you don't use it, you lose it, that sort of muscular sort of function. So if I'm going to run and stay healthy and fit, more chance that I'll be doing it for a good long time, especially if I'm on a drug that's going to be targeting my B cells and the CD20 marker therein.
Got it. That makes a lot of sense. That is terrifying, the whole use it or lose it, because sometimes you don't know what you're not using, so you're going to lose. Does that make sense? Like, you're like, oh, I haven't even thought about this muscle or this part. And it's like, I don't know what I'm going to lose because I don't even know what I should be using. Man, I wish. This sounds so ridiculous. And I'm realizing that so many of my thoughts weirdly sound better when you're high. But I never get high. I don't do that, but my brain thinks like a high person. It'd be great if they came up with an app that just listed all the body parts. And it just, I know this sounds crazy. I know on Joe Rogan's show, he'd be like, this is fucking amazing. But here you're like, this is crazy.
Then it goes into fear factor mode, right?
Yeah, he's like, eat these testicles right now.
Do it for your daughter. Right.
He's like, use it or lose it or eat it. Welcome to Fear Factor.
You could clearly tell that fear is not a factor.
Yeah. So it's just kind of funny, all the parts, and it's like sometimes it'd be nice that they list them all and it lets you know what you're using and how much you're using it, and hey, you should really be aware of this part and you're not using it at all. So
there is a diagram I've shown on the show a few times that show the different nerve pathways that MS could affect. If you can give me 1 second, maybe I can get the graphic up real quick.
Yeah, and I hope this makes sense to anybody watching who's like, oh, yeah, I understand what you're saying, Paul. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, although it's insane. Yeah, that would be very helpful. JV, do you ever watch yourself in these shows? I cannot watch myself. I truly went back and I tried to watch last night's stream while I was editing, and I'm like, I can't. This is horrible. This is nightmare fuel. I can't watch myself.
That's a very good question. There was a time where I wouldn't have been able to watch replays of this and replays of what I've been doing. And then the more I do this, the more I actually enjoy it, especially the moments that we have on VF Talks, which is kind of what I was thinking about as far as if I could do more of VF Talks, I would love to do that because I enjoy these conversations. Especially, I think about the time that I took a clip of and I sent your direction where we were talking about Mother Teresa being a stand-up comic. And I mean, that sort of thing was like incredible.
It's improv, baby.
It is.
It just happens. It just happens. And those are the best moments. I think that's why I enjoy streaming so much and hanging out, because you get some weird, quirky moments that pop up and you're like, well, that would have never happened had we not had this together. So it's very fun.
Let me see if I can just go online real quick and get it this way. Hang on a sec.
Yeah, be sure to type in body parts and see what pops up on images.
Brilliant. I should do that.
Yeah, or big body parts. Just because it's a big list.
Big body parts.
List of body parts.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. That's a very good strategy. I actually think that's brilliant. I should do that, but I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
All right. So let me go over to the screen grab over here and go over this. Okay. So, and then let me change this graphic. Of course. You know what? I'm going to get rid of this for a second. There we go.
Muscles, digestion, senses. Okay.
So what happens is you'll have a situation where you can... So when you see the vision in the upper left-hand corner, we talk about something called optic neuritis. And optic neuritis insinuates that the freezing actually hurts the eyeball, but it doesn't have to. It's a situation that if you move your eyes left and right, your eyeball is just not going to move. That's what optic neuritis is. And then mouth and speech, certainly when the pathways are blocked, we have a hard time talking, where people think we're drunk, but we're just having a hard time talking because, again, the neurons that are connecting our speech to our brain is somewhat affected. Our digestive system, and we talk about things like the MS hug, where we have this sort of sensation in our abdomen, like someone's hugging us. And it's just really just inflammation and that pathway being blocked. Urinary system, sometimes peeing for with no warning. That happens. Muscle cramping real easy. Senses, the fingertips. Sometimes the fingertips go dead. Fortunately, that hasn't happened to me. Spinal cord, same sort of thing. I am very fortunate. This relapse remitting MS is basically just handwriting, mental fog sometimes, and sometimes desensitization on the top of my head and down the right-hand side of my body. Outside of that, it's not much more than that. Sometimes a little bit of an issue, urinary system, but not much. And then mouth and speech when I'm really, really tired, but that's also just flat out fatigue. So there you go.
That's interesting. I didn't know it affects so many. I mean, I know it affects a lot. I didn't know it affects all those different aspects. So that's very interesting.
Well, if you think about it this way, multiple sclerosis and demyelination. Demyelination basically talks about the withering away of the myelin sheath around the nerves. Where do we have nerves? We have nerves all over our body, right? We have nerves all along our nervous system. So when the myelin sheath is basically withering away and there is lesions that are blocking that sort of communication, a lot of things stand in a balance, like those systems that I just showed you.
Interesting. Okay.
Thanks, Mark said, anytime. Mark says I can make a donation tomorrow to a charity if you wish, because it's something that isn't publicly spoken about often. Mark, if you could do that, I'll tell you what. I'll bring up the graphic for the MS for A Venture to a Cure. If you want to do that, that'd be great.
And you make a donation to yourself by breaking up with that girlfriend of yours.
That's right. You
That's
do
a
that.
donation for your future. That's giving yourself a gift of sleep.
That's right, and you'll thank us later, without question.
Yeah. Unless you don't. Unless it's the best relationship you've ever been in and we just wrecked your life. It could go either way.
So, Mark, you can call the MS Society at 1-800-344-4867. Again, 1-800-344-4867. Or you can go make a donation to A Venture to a Cure at rebrand.ly/A Venture to a Cure. Once again, rebrand.ly/A Venture to a Cure. Yeah, it's and I gotta tell you, the sort of reaction I had at the Walk MS 2022 over media, it was a great event, a great 3-mile walk, but the community is strong. A really great community that was there to raise money for a very important organization in the National MS Society. So Diana had an additional comment here. Diana said, in yoga, they tell you a lot about the body parts that are not obvious that need attention. And certainly within all of that is the nerve pathways that connect those body parts. So you're learning a lot about neurology tonight.
I am. Look at this. It's a goddamn class. It's like I'm on Udemy right now, taking a class for free, baby.
I'd be lying to say this wasn't a conversation about anything and everything. It usually is.
It goes everywhere. This conversation goes everywhere.
So tonight you're doing a live stream with the games. Anything else coming up this weekend? When's your next improv?
Boy, who knows? Did I tell you that drama?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so that was an interesting little piece of. So the woman who owns the building, who rents us the room to do our improv in, she rented it to somebody else for 6 weeks on the same day and night, or the same night every week and time that we did improv, because I went to go rent it, and it was like, and I checked in with her and she's like, oh, it's rented through August 4th. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I don't really have a place to do it in right now, which honestly, you know, I I don't know, man. I feel like I'm at a crossroads. I feel like can I vent? Can I open up? Can
Go
I open
ahead.
up to you?
I opened the door for you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Do
Here
you
we
want
go.
do you want
Here
single
we go.
camera for this so you can get into
No,
this?
no, this
Okay.
isn't single camera worthy. But because this is a conversation, JV. So it's like I'm going to say something here and have facial reactions. We don't want to take that dynamic away.
Well, then you know what? Go with it. Go with
Great.
it.
Great. So I really like improv. Of course I do. God knows everybody's always like, "What's going on in improv? How are you enjoying improv?" That's what everybody knows me as, which makes sense. But I feel like I've been doing this thing for so long. I feel like, you know what, Paul? You need to grow and try something different. And I don't know what that is. I still love improv, but I feel like I don't know. And this is just a thought that doesn't have an answer. So it's one of the more frustrating thoughts because I like having answers. But I love improv. I love the people it reaches. I feel bad if we don't do improv and those people don't get that itch scratched. You know what I mean? Like I feel
Yeah.
like I'm leaving people behind. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know how to grow here or do this thing well. Like I do it well, but I don't know how to grow it. Like I'm not a good grower. Uh, listen, JV, on Thursday nights, I'm a shower, but I don't know how to grow it. One could say I'm a shower, not a grower, and it's frustrating to deal with. Yeah. So bad jokes aside, I do feel like something needs to like change and I think I know this kind of happened when last week I did a live stream and it was fun to like connect with the audience and it was fun to perform and I haven't performed much very recently. Like my live streaming has been super inconsistent. My video production has been super inconsistent. I've been at 450 subscribers for like a year. Like it is zero growth because I have had zero consistency, just kind of wavering what to do. So I just haven't, and I haven't done any live comedy performances, which, not having that energy to feed off of is hard. So it's like I enjoy teaching, but it's like I need to fill my heart with other stuff.
You also have a 9 to 5 though.
Yeah. Then I also have I have the 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So that, which is fine because that pays the bills. But yeah, I don't know. I will say this. I am very excited because I've been learning a lot about editing in Adobe Premiere. And that, man, editing, that's a rush. I love editing. To like just control it and weave a story. It's fun. So I'm excited about doing
better
that.
person than I am. I am horrible at editing.
Oh, dude, man, I'll help you if you want to get better at it because it's once you start getting it, it's really, it can be very, very fun. So
yeah, I would love to start in sort of a giant batch sort of way, hacking at some of the older episodes of the show and really get stuff that is more bite-sized. People could watch this in 5-10 minutes and say, wow, that's the point he was trying to make about the weight loss, or that's the point he was trying to make about the alcoholism, and that was the point he was trying to make about the gambling, yada, yada, yada.
Man, you should. I'm helping my brother-in-law edit some of his stuff. So I'm kind of taking his videos and kind of helping him re-edit it, and that's been a lot of fun. So I don't know. But that's been a lot of joy.
I might definitely take you up on that. Between you and Matt,
Yeah.
I can definitely get a lot of advice there because I am just completely clueless when it comes to this.
And there are so many ways. Sorry, real quick.
Go ahead.
There are so many ways to edit videos which are easy. Like you go on YouTube and there are so many complex like color grading and hey, here's how you add keyframes so you have words pop up and here's how you like add shadows and all that stuff. And like you can make it as complex as you want, but it's like there are like 4 things you can do to like instantly make your videos better, which don't take a lot of time. And I think that's super important. Like the antithesis of complex.
That's definitely up my alley, especially with time,
Yeah.
for sure. Mark says, here's a question. How is it possible to be unhappy with money but be at my happiest without money? It feels like there's no challenge anymore.
So humble brag, he's rich. That's great.
There you go.
There you go. Well, first of all, listen, if money is an issue, write me a check, my man. Let's get that bank account to 0 so you can start and struggle. We want you to be happy. Give it to me, and I'll make sure to donate it to proper channels. I'm willing to take the bullet for you. I want you to succeed.
Yes.
I will struggle with riches, and you struggle without.
Mark, you're I understand where you're coming from. I know that when I was in a place where I was very lackadaisical with money, as far as having very bad addiction, as far as gambling, that's why I'm in the mess I'm in, because I was so laissez-faire and so awful with money. That's why I'm in. That's why I have a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. That's what I'm dealing with. So I get it. Money is definitely a challenge. It is as much as a challenge as the weight loss, as much as a challenge as the sobriety, as much as a challenge as everything else I've gone through. So I totally get it.
Also, can I throw out something that isn't a stupid joke? Great. Mark, I would also throw out the idea that when you are struggling to make money, you would be in a position that wasn't making you any money, so you had to go learn something new to make money. And now the thing you learned is making you money, and you're like maybe not learning anything new. And I think if you go challenge yourself to just do something you've never done, whether it's like a singing lesson or a language or something that forces you to struggle, like there's a lot of joy in the not necessarily the struggle, but overcoming that struggle. And I think that you can still be wealthy and still feel like you're learning and growing a hell of a lot. So
Mark says sobriety is hard, man. Everything seemed better drunk now. I'm living life without any substance and nothing has value.
Oh man, that sucks. I'm sorry. That's hard.
Mark, I'll tell you what's given me value as far as this journey over the last 3.5 years. It's the fact that I used to be in such a decrepit place as far as my physical health. Remember, you're talking to someone who used to be 480 pounds. Someone who was barely hanging on and was just basically looking forward to that next meal, that next martini, that next Manhattan, you name it, there. And then also, if that wasn't enough, when there was a moment or two going to the local neighborhood casino and playing games over and over and over again. Not even games that are smart, playing stupid games, playing slot machines, playing video poker, not even having the brain capacity to sit at a no-limit hold'em table anymore because my brain has withered so much from the MS and whatnot. So I am very thankful that I can actually do things in the gym and I can run. Do I run fast? Absolutely not. But I'm running. And all I want to do right now is finish. I am scheduled to run the Portland Marathon in October. I'm going to run 26.2 miles. I will get there. I will get there because I'm determined to do it. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. But that's what's making me hold on. I'm giving myself challenges now that are, and I hate throwing up an IFS term on a Friday show, but I'll throw it in there for a second, that are managers and positive firefighters that are filling the gaps that were once filled with negative firefighters, and that of drinking and gambling and overeating and whatnot. It's a very healthier way of life, but definitely a rewarding one because I'm doing things that I've never done before. But it's also a reminder that I can do anything when I put my mind to it. So there you go.
One of the reasons I really like, and this might be helpful and it might not be. Also, JV, as we get closer to your marathon, remind me. I might drive up or maybe fly up to Portland. It's a cheap flight. So
I would love that.
That'd be
Thank
pretty
you.
cool. Yeah, that'd be very cool. So one of the reasons I've really loved editing in the last month is because I discovered it's one of those things that when I'm in it, like I get into that flow state where I don't think about food. Like, listen, I'm a big guy. Food is pretty important. There are very few things where I'm like, oh, food? I'm not going to think about it. But editing is like one of those things where it's like, oh, food? Yeah, I guess it has been 4 hours, which is pretty incredible. So honestly, man, like, and I just kind of discovered that while editing. I was like, well, this this is very powerful. Like if this thing that I love so hard makes me forget about my other vices for at least 4 hours, I should lean harder into that thing. Also, I didn't discover that until I tried it, which sounds super stupid when you think about that sentence. I didn't discover it until I tried it, and I didn't discover improv until I tried it. On a very very recent note, and I mentioned this last night to JV, I didn't discover K-pop until this week, until I tried it, and oh baby, am I addicted! Oh man,
which made you ask the following question. Ask it again, and we'll reprise it. What'd you say about K-pop?
Where's K-pop been all my life?
I don't know. Korea?
Boom.
Exactly.
But
thanks. Be here all week.
I told Kira that today too. I'm like, where has K-pop been all my life? No joke, JV. She literally said Korea.
There you go.
I'm like, oh, you and JV.
Obviously the answer.
Similar minds. But the point is, and I think about this, like I don't try a lot of things. I stay in my safe bubble. And one of the first times I stepped out and tried like stand-up, didn't like it. But that led me to improv. And that was like the second thing I tried, and I fell in love with it. And I'm like, I only took 2 steps out of my bubble and fell in love with something so hard. And that is like ruled my life, quote unquote, for the last 15 years. So it's like, long story short, if you go try something and hate it, try something else, because you might find something you really sink into and love and then lose yourself in. But man, getting out of your bubble is hard, but can be great.
Mark says, my life materialistically is very good, but inside I'm empty. I try forcing happiness with more material stuff, and that don't even work no more. That doesn't even work anymore.
That's hard. God, man, that is hard. I'm sorry.
Mark, have you gone to seek therapy about this?
Good question. Personal question, but good question.
Yeah,
Even BetterHelp. Go to BetterHelp.
BetterHelp, or if you're going to see an LCW or a therapist or whatnot, that's certainly something that you may want to open up with them and talk about that, because they definitely have techniques that you can use to work through it. I hate to say this, and I'm not a therapist, and I'm far from a psychiatrist, but it could be the onset of anxiety or the onset of depression. But better to go to a therapist and let them walk you through that and see what they could do for you. Because there are ways that are non-medicinal in that they could work as far as the way you think about these things, that may be more improved as far as how you look at this. And you don't feel that sort of trap, that sort of feeling anymore.
Yeah, good point.
Thank you. I would also say that the one thing, going back to a topic that we were talking about earlier in the evening, what I like to go to sleep to, if it's not Rain on Leaves, I either like to go sleeping with the sounds of old episodes of The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson in the background, episodes, not even video, just audio, or Kevin Pollak's chat show. Either way, and I'm like, because what I end up doing also, and it's a little bit of a tip and trick, I find that the next day I'm a little bit quicker, because now I have their sort of quick-witted sense of humor, and also, Ferguson's sort of perverted way about him too. It works really well.
Do you ever? So speaking of like comedians, do you ever watch Tim Dillon?
Yeah.
Okay. Not for everybody. 100% not for everybody. But oh man, the way he sees the world, I really enjoy it, because it really kind of like, oh yeah, that's a way to see the world too. It's, man, that I do agree. Like watching comedians, man, just kind of like seeing that rhythm, seeing those patterns, it does get you excited and gets you kind of,
I don't want to be that Ferguson fanboy yet for another episode, but I'm going to go there for a second. The fact that he can have a robot as his sidekick and a pantomime horse as comic relief, and do so for 2 or 3 of the years of the 10-year run, That's brilliance.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot of credit to Josh Robert Thompson, who played Jeff Peterson. It's a lot of credit of the two guys who were the pantomime horse in that Secretariat. It was brilliant. And then the episodes that they had, the CBS exec, Dana DiLorenzo played that. Yes, that Dana DiLorenzo played that. She was brilliant. And it was the sort of thing that was supposed to be a one episode thing, and she was so funny that she kept on coming back because Craig asked her to keep on coming back. Eventually, they ended up phasing her out. But like, Craig knows what to do with these comics, these comic minds, and it just works. It works. And I wish there was something like that right now in the 12:30 time slot.
Craig is a lot like pornography, and this is what I mean. Yeah, it makes natural sense. A lot of people wonder, like, oh, how do I be charming? How can I be charming? How can I connect with people? And I don't know how to teach it, but I would just say go watch Craig Ferguson, because that guy is so good at connecting with people. And like, you can't define it, but you know it when you see it. And that's Craig Ferguson. You know what charming looks like, and you know how to connect with people. Like,
he not only does it with the women, he does it with the men too. It's that sort of interconnection between humans.
Anybody, baby.
Oh man. Thank you for pointing that out. You're spot on. You're absolutely spot on. Mark said something that I wanted to bring up real quick. I have had a referral, but it didn't show up as far as the what was it? Better Mind. What was that?
BetterHelp.
BetterHelp, thank you. My doctor reckons there is an underlying condition. Bring that back up because I couldn't read fast enough. They want to look into, but I'm not ready to hear the outcome. I would say, Mark, to get that sort of peace of mind, I would try to go through with it. And even if it's something that you're not ready for, at least you have a diagnosis or a pathway. And here's the funny thing. If you don't like what that doctor told you, you can always go for a second opinion. But it's better to know what's going on from an educated mind, from a doctor, as far as what you're feeling, so you know what to do and how to work through this. And here's the thing, Mark, you can work through this. You can absolutely work through this.
Yeah, the label won't change you. It'll just help you when you want to explore it. So, the way you are won't change as soon as they say, like, oh, this is the thing we think is going on. You'll be like, all right, okay, well, now I know, and I can do something with it or not do something with it. So, because once my therapist was like, hey, I think you might be bipolar 2, and I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, this is what bipolar 2 is. And I'm like, oh, that sounds very much like me. Then I was able to go get some books which have helped, and by no means am I solved, it's given me tactics to go after it. So
if you look at services like BetterHelp and you look at Cerebral and others, they have a lot of trained professionals that try to work down to the bottom of this, and especially born out of what we dealt with in 20 with the Backstreet Boys reunion tour, right? And the fact that we weren't going to brick and mortar therapists, going to brick and mortar psychiatrists, the fact that we were able to do this through telehealth and have sessions has very much become a godsend as far as people that take their mental health seriously, like I do, and realize that it is just as important to see a therapist or a mental health professional as it is to see your PCP for your physical health.
Bipolar is what they want to test for.
Yeah. Mark says, I already have PTSD and I'm on meds for that. My mind can just randomly go back to one traumatic event. I'm reliving that moment in my head and it ain't even real no more. And he said, as you're saying, now bipolar is what they want to test for, whether it's, I guess, bipolar 1 or bipolar 2.
Boy, I'm not a professional, so take this with a grain of salt. There is a tactic out there. I can't recall what it is. It involves I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look it up for you, Mark, and see if I can't find it. There is an approach to when you kind of get in those traumatic experiences. Hell, it sounds like you've been dealing with this for a while. You might even know what it is. Yeah, I'll try to see if I can't find that over here. Anyways, so that's some half help to 0 to half help right there.
I think at this point I should come up with a reminder, as we normally do on the main show. You know, before, this is a reminder that we talk about these things from time to time. We remind you to please consult your doctor, your mental health professional, your outreach group, your sponsor, or specialist before adopting any change to your dietary, physical, and or mental health regime. And then furthermore, and say, if you're looking for options with respect to mental health, contact SAMHSA, the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, at 1-800-662-HELP. That's 1-800-662-4357. The service is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and it's a confidential free information service for individuals and family members facing such stressors. Importantly, if you're feeling suicidal crisis or emotional distress and need to be put in touch with a crisis center, call the Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255. Or go to suicidepreventionlifeline.org. You can also text the word HOME to 741-741. Those resources are also available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
Cognitive behavioral therapy. That's
CBT.
what I was going to say.
CBT.
I was going to say CBT might help out. So just for what it's worth, I've never used it. I've heard good things. I've never walked the path myself, but there you go.
And going back to the Craig Ferguson, Kevin Pollak chat show, another alternative that you can listen to as you go to bed, as April would say, true crime shows on Netflix.
Oh my God. Okay. So April JV, I did not tell you guys this. I finally got Peacock, the streaming app.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, killing it. Watch it. JV, I know you've heard me rant about this. Killing It is such a great show. Talk about that show is so good, swinging from like serious to comedy. Oh, it's fire. But one thing I found out, who owns the rights to all those crazy true crime shows? It is Peacock, baby.
Mm-hmm.
There are 31 seasons of Snapped, just women losing their minds and killing their husbands. I can't tell you how much that show brings me joy. I don't know why. I will just have it on in the background and just kind of like watch it and like be working and stuff. And 31 seasons. Oh boy. When I found that out, I'm like, I'm never ending this subscription.
Will I get a demonetization flag if I say dum dum dum?
I'll tell you. Yeah. There is so much true crime on Peacock. Like you will walk away terrified about the world. So
yeah. And then you throw in all those Dateline NBCs, and you throw in Catch the Predators, and all that.
Yep.
All that. Chris Hansen sneaking behind a bush. It's like, what were you going to do with that duct tape and lemonade? What were you going to do with that Zima?
I will watch Snapped, and Kira will walk into the room and be like, should I be concerned? Why are you so in love with this show? I'm like, I don't know. The reenactments are trash. That's part of the joy. The reenactments are so bad. And the show is so often just recapping what happened in the last minute. Like if you squeezed out that episode into what's new, you would have a 30-second show from a 40-minute show. It's insane.
There goes all that ad money. Mark says, thanks for the advice, guys. I still can't believe I haven't seen last series of Breaking Bad. I definitely need to do that. You should. You absolutely should.
Yeah. But if you're in a bad state of mind, maybe hold off Breaking Bad until you feel better.
Craig Ferguson. Watch old episodes of Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson.
I think there's a lot of truth to that, though. Like what you fill your brain with is so important. And, fill your brain with like funny stuff, happy music. Like, I think that's why I like K-pop so much in the last week is like, dude, like this is just sugar and it's musical cocaine. And that's what I need.
Musical cocaine.
That's what K-pop is. It's just doing a line of K-pop. And,
that's why you're always looking at your mirror when you're listening to K. Never mind. Yeah.
That's why I'm always cleaning.
That's why you're looking for a dollar bill. You're looking for a dollar bill and you're listening to K-pop. That's why that turns to.
Yeah. Just you're going to walk in the bathroom. I'm going to spin around listening to K-pop and be like, I'm not doing anything. I can stop
what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then, of course,
K-pop was huge in the 80s.
There's Karen about the drug money, and then, she flushes the money down in the toilet, and then you get into your, Ray Liotta voice Guy Russell and you say, Karen, we needed the money. Yeah. Goodfellas. Great movie.
I haven't seen that in a long time. Yeah. So what's going on with you? What's going on with you this weekend, sir?
Plans are up in the air. I probably will head down to Maryland for some of the weekend. I have spin class tomorrow morning, so I definitely want to get spin in tomorrow morning. I do have a long run scheduled for Sunday, as I have long runs every Sunday leading up to the marathon. I think this week, though, is a small one. It's a 9-miler. It's not that long. But, I'm, got that and, just trying to decompress after a short but very long week, if you know what I'm saying.
Gotcha. Yeah. This is fun. I love just jumping on and talking.
Yeah, I love having you on the show. I love when you're on here, and I know that sometimes work plays havoc on both of us. I mean, I one of the reasons why there wasn't a show yesterday is because I got swamped in work as well. That's why I kind of combined topics for next week on next Thursday's episode. We'll talk about that in a minute or two. But we do have 9 to 5s, and we do have things that get in the way. But I love when we can get together and just riff and talk about, as I say, anything and everything.
It goes everywhere. I like it. I love the stream of consciousness show. I have realized, though, that I think if I want to be better at streaming, and I was thinking about this last night, I think I do need to focus on topics and kind of dive down and fully explore them before radically jumping off into something else. I feel like my brain is so fractured on the streams that sometimes I'll be like, oh, yeah, we did talk about that, but boy, there were lots of other thoughts in between that. I do feel like I do admire the streamer who can really focus on one topic. Like, my God, I don't know how some people do like a 3-hour stream on how to be a better YouTuber or anything. And it's like, you just focus on one topic for 3 hours. How do you do that? That's insane.
How do you focus on a topic for 3 hours? And here's a funny thing. How do you stay entertaining through 180 minutes?
Yeah, well, I would question the entertainment value. but
Watch at 1.5?
Well, so it's funny. I do feel like I'm gonna they will remain nameless, but I do feel like the show that I'm thinking of particularly, it's not super entertaining, but he does bring value, or he or she. I'll even hide that. I'll hide that even more. They will. I feel like streamers are really good sometimes at making what they say sound really valuable, but when you like write it down, you're like, that is stupid, or that is the most basic stuff.
What?
I don't know.
The heck?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it something like? Is it the fact that we're hearing this on a screen with bright lights and sound effects, and we're like, this must be valuable?
You could throw a musical bed in the background, and you got that. Oh, now it's good stuff. Oh yeah, here we go. Right.
Sometimes being yourself is the most important thing, and then just get a dance stimulator. Yeah. It's always important to flush the toilet.
Yeah, we can go all day on this.
Yeah. So.
If I have the sunglasses, then it becomes David Caruso, and this is the beginning of CSI Miami, right? I just need,
Yeah. And
Oh,
then if the person was murdered at like a Starbucks or something, Caruso would be like, "Looks like we have a latte problems."
I know it's not the CSI Miami song. That's why I have in my deck. Deal with it. Mark says this is the most basic but also most entertaining show I watch on here. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. I will take that and I wear that as a badge of honor, my friend.
Highest compliment. Highest compliment.
And we fulfilled our Fogo sort of criterion because we talked about Fogo earlier in the evening. So there you go.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
not a
true.
sponsor. Not a sponsor. Wish they were.
God, can you imagine the day you get sponsored by Fogo? That'll be a big day.
VF Talk sponsored by Fogo de Chao.
And then you have to change all your warnings and be like, hey, if we're not professionals, be sure to call a professional or go to Fogo because meat can really make you feel better.
Meat can fix your life.
Uh-huh. Here are some help numbers and websites below. Fogo.com is also one of them. Be sure to stop by today and get yourself a meat stick.
Let's try to get yourself a meat stick. And
Yep,
if you spend $100 in gift certificates, they give you $20 as well. Not right now, but they do that a lot. So I'll do a plug for that. Whenever. I'm not a sponsor.
Yeah.
Not a sponsor.
Wait for that.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good Black Friday Fogo deal.
Well, they do that on Black Friday.
There you go.
I've taken them up on that. Little pro tip for you.
Go.
There you go.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's a freebie, guys. You just got $20 of value on a free
Boom.
stream.
Black Friday.
Nothing.
You go to Fogo.com.
Uh-huh.
Not a sponsor. 5-camera operation, 2 microphones. That's how we can get it done at Fogo. And then, it's just a question of how we're going to talk when there's meat in our mouth.
5 cameras. Oh, that's a lot of cameras.
And a Cali cam. There's got to be a Cali cam as well.
Oh, a little corner Cali.
Yeah. Or, Ivan, Pocket Ivan.
There you go.
Can you imagine a small little gaucho that pops up when there's a super chat? And he's trying to slice off, how special.
Hey, you could shoot that in front of a green screen, then you can make that a little pop-up.
Yeah.
Just walk in there and be like, sir, can you come outside? I have a green screen. I just need you to do a quick little gaucho thing in front of it.
Keep bring out the beef rib and show that, and then slice that, and then keep that in front of the green screen. We want to capture that for our super chats. And then dance. If you could dance a bit. If you could dance for 10 minutes. Ivan, if you could dance for 10 minutes, we could put that on the countdown. Yeah.
Man, it's been a long time since I've been to a Brazilian steakhouse. But
we got to do this.
Those are delicious.
When you flying to the East Coast? You flying to the East Coast tomorrow? Come out here?
Boy,
Come on.
I'm not due to the East Coast for quite some time. But one of these days, I just want to do a cross-country trip. Not right now. Very expensive with gas. But
tomorrow, take a flight to BWI. It's fantastic. Come out here, and we'll get you all hooked up. Or PHL. BWI is Baltimore. PHL, Philly's closer to me. So fly out to PHL.
Got it. Makes sense.
Fun little note for everybody. I fly out of BWI because PHL is the 7th gate of hell. Just be PHL, not a sponsor. That's my pro travel tip for you. Unless you fly American. You fly American, PHL is like your savior.
My pro travel tip. My pro travel tip. Mouthful. Is to fly to Sacramento International Airport because it's the only one around here. So I'm stuck, baby.
I enjoyed Sacramento International Airport when I was there for 45 minutes.
Yeah, if you're there for 45 minutes, not bad.
Good coffee.
It's very tiny.
Decent coffee.
It's our international airport is adorable. We call it international airport, so when you think international, you're like, oh wow, what are we talking? O'Hare? Boy, Jefferson? No, I don't know.
Jefferson.
I don't know. Say Jefferson. What's the one in New York?
Kennedy. JFK.
Kennedy. Okay.
Yeah. Jefferson. Right. George and Wheezy. Jefferson.
Have you been to Aaron Burr? Have you been to Aaron Burr Airport? What a banger. What a great.
Right. The Henry Aaron Airport down in Atlanta. St. Henry.
Yeah, have you been to the Taft International?
Taft.
Everybody loves flying out of Taft.
Right.
McKinley. Yeah, we just got in McKinley. It's a cute little airport that people come to and they're it's so adorable. It's a big city.
Hey,
Sacramento is just, if you ever want to visit Sacramento, you're thinking about it. Here's what Sacramento is. Sacramento is the little brother of San Francisco and LA, and we're always like, well, come on, we can do it too. And San Francisco and LA are like, you're adorable, stop it, you shouldn't be driving yet, you're 11. And Sacramento's like, oh, come on, we can do it. And
we're the capital.
We're the capital. That's Sacramento.
Mark says, I think the whole of the United Kingdom is the size of one state. Says a lot about us.
I think, yeah. You guys are.
Well, at least you're not Rhode Island. I mean, you're bigger than Rhode Island.
Yeah, nobody respects Rhode Island. If
or
you're
Delaware.
watching this from Rhode Island, what are you even doing? Move out. Get
Jax,
out of there.
Jax, fast forward, Jax. Thanks.
Yeah, if you're living in Rhode Island, get on the next plane on Jefferson Airport and get the hell out of there.
Fly to at least
Providence?
Hartford. Fly to at least Hartford and fly out Connecticut.
Go to Hartford. They have a big umbrella. That's all I remember when going through Hartford.
Oh, you travelers sort of person, you. Stop it. Umbrellas.
Yeah.
Talk about umbrellas.
They have a big umbrella there. I went through Hartford.
Yeah. The logo for travelers is an umbrella. I used to work there for 4 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. Also a great little improv theater. Shout out to the CT Improv. Very cool.
They are pretty
It's a
cool.
great little theater. Yeah, they are a good little theater.
I spent 11 years of my life in Connecticut. Do I miss it? No. Do I miss Pepe's? Yeah. Great pizza. Fantastic pizza in New Haven. Do I miss the rest of Connecticut outside of some dear friends that I talk to via Facebook? No.
Wait, did we talk about this, about Pepe's?
Maybe a long time ago.
I've been to Pepe's. Mamma mia.
Mamma
That's a
mia.
good pie.
You got salsa, Papa the Boopy.
I landed in Hartford. I went to New Haven. I had that pizza, did some other things. That's good pizza.
Yeah, so the funny thing about Pepe's, for people that are looking at us sideways, what the hell are you guys talking about? It's pizza. No, listen, it's not pizza. It's in an oven that's about 120 years old. So the thing about Pepe's is it comes out different sizes every time. You order a large pizza, it comes out in a sheet pan because they don't know what size what sort of shape it's going to come out as. That's the first thing.
Anything goes. Anything goes there.
The second thing is the sausage, homemade. It's homemade sausage, right? And you have to actually ask for mozzarella on the pie. It's not automatic. You can have a pizza without cheese on it. So that's another thing. It's a New Haven pizza style. The other thing is a little miracle known as Fox and Park soda. Fox and Park soda is the unofficial soda of the shoreline of New Haven, East Haven. Something called birch beer. It's white birch beer. Oh my God. It's fantastic.
Didn't have that.
Oh, you're not living it right. You're not.
That's true.
And then they have something called Gasoza. Gasoza is a lemon lime, but it's not Sprite. It's a better lemon lime soda than Sprite for sure.
Oh, I missed out a lot. I did not
Call me
do
next
New
time.
Haven right.
I'll tell you.
I will.
Yeah.
I'll be like, give me the lowdown. What do I do in New Haven?
Mm-hmm.
How do I live? How do I live, JV?
You lived in Hamden and New Haven for a long time, and then you lived in Hartford. You still went to Pepe's and whatnot. Tell me about Pepe's and Sally's and whatnot. I'll gladly. And Modern. I'll tell you about Modern Pizza as well.
When we went to New Haven, we stayed at an Airbnb, which was so dirty. We actually only spent one night there because we're like, this bed is so bad, and it was dirty. Like there was a layer of dirt on everything. Also, creepy. There was a door that was attached to the main part of the house that we could not open, but could be opened from the other side. So we're like, I don't know what kind of weird stuff is going on in here, but we got to get the hell out of there.
That's like that sex safe house you were talking about a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It did have that. It did have safe sex house vibes.
Yeah, the red room, all that fun stuff, dungeon. Yeah.
It was a brown room. A lot of dirt.
Okay.
Oh,
a little scat humor. That's good.
Oh,
that's
I
good.
wasn't even trying scat. It was dirt, baby. Yeah. So we got the hell out of there. We just spent a night in Hartford. So it was nice.
Mark says we're going through political issues right now. Prime Minister resigned. This country is a crock of. Yeah, Boris is stepping down, and he stepped down from the party, and then he's going to get a new head for the prime ministership. A month from now, a month and a half from now, Boris Johnson. Yeah. As some Brits will tell you, he's the UK version of Trump.
Oh, is that kind of the comparison?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's I'm sorry you're going through that, Mark, and all our other UK viewers that are watching us on this fine morning now. Is it 3 a.m. now? By how long have we been gone? Yeah. Yeah. Sorry that you're going through that for sure.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Sure is. But it also talks about the political divide that's going on in our country and what we're dealing with as far as midterm elections, and how the campaigning has started, 3 months ago for elections that are taking place in November? That's where we are, because the people are not happy. The economy is awful. We're talking about recessions. Many will debate with you, we are in a recession. And it's not a good time right now for the Democratic Party. It's not a good time for Biden. It's not a good time for anybody there. It's where we are.
It's a tough time for Biden.
It is a very tough time for Biden.
Yeah, he's tough times staying on bikes, tough times making speeches. It's not great.
I'm willing to give dear old Joe a pass on that, though, because as far as trying to get into Air Force One, I've seen many presidents trip and fall on that horrible staircase. Trump did it a couple times.
It's such a non-issue. Like, it's just like he tripped. It's not indicative of it. It's just he tripped. Like, but everybody wants to make it a big deal. I'm like, yeah, he fell off a bike. It looks like he got his foot stuck in the toe hold, and he tripped and he fell. I mean, we've all been there. So, I mean, I didn't have a lot of.
I've done it in a spin class. It happens.
Yeah. So I'm like, it is what it is. I mean, we can have issues with the guy, but have him on actual issues, not the fact he can't step well.
Just a minor incompatibility for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. So.
Well, what time are a little bit of plug, since you were so gracious to join us this afternoon? What time is your live stream coming on?
Oh, this is fun, man. This is always fun. I love hanging out. I think I'm gonna go get some dinner. Maybe I won't, because I'm gonna get sleepy then. I don't want to get sleepy.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say probably in like 45 minutes, an hour, I'll probably pop on, hang out for a little while, and play a short little game. So yeah.
Where can the fine people see you?
The fine people. Hey, fine people. Thanks for hanging out. Fine people, if you'd like to find me, go ahead and look in the description down below this stream, and my link is just right down there. YouTube.com/my thoughts now. My thoughts now. You can find me. I would just encourage you to look in the description, click on the link.
Yeah, the link's there.
And if you like crazy ridiculousness and silly videos, and you're gonna like what I do, if you're not into that, if you like very serious stuff, oh baby, not for me. So,
no, we're not going to be talking about quantum physics nor economic policy. No, it's completely different.
Yeah.
Maybe Fogo. We might be talking about Fogo. Right.
Maybe Fogo.
Yeah.
But now I'm going to challenge myself to mix in some quantum mechanics stuff.
Throw in the quirks. Throw all of the quantum physics that you know, and that should be a very interesting live stream.
Boy, guys, I haven't had this much excitement since the
Galileo.
What's the big tunnel they built so they could like slam particles into each other?
Oh right.
What? Oh shoot! I knew the name of this.
Not that Hale-Bopp is something else. It's
Halley's Comet. They would run
right. Haley from Modern Family. Her.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
The channel.
Yeah, they would just the channel. They would put one particle in France and one particle in Britain and just race them towards each other.
And that's nuclear fission. So take that for
I'm gonna look this up now. I gotta look.
Yeah, yeah. Now it's gonna stick in your earworm. You gotta get this now. And if someone can get in the comments and let us know, hey, you could apply one pad in your back, graciously applied, as Matt would say.
A collider. I think it was a collider.
It's probably a collider.
Super collider.
Super collider.
Oh, it's called the large.
It's Crisco.
It's just a chunky other fat shaming this collider. Just this lard collider.
Scientist Paula Dean.
the Hadron Collider. The Large Hadron Collider at CERN, baby.
You collide the particles with some lard and some butter. And then more lard.
They just grease the sides of that collider and just send those particles skipping down it. And they can't stop. They're all greased. You grease a proton, that baby's not slowing down.
You're ending up in South Carolina.
Classic greased proton.
That's right. Greased proton. That's the name of a good cover band for what I don't know.
Yeah, greased proton. We only do physics covers.
That's right.
Give it up for Gravity. Yeah.
Give it up for Mayan Bialek. She's like, oh my God, this is so great. It's the best cover band ever. I host Jeopardy.
Wouldn't it be fun if a band out there did cover songs that they took like famous theses and they wrote like cover songs out of like famous papers? Like they took Einstein's like idea of relativity he wrote, and they just like took bits and pieces and made a song out of it. So you're kind of getting smarter, but then you're just kind of like rocking out to some like stuff. I don't know.
A power ballad on Fermat's Last Theorem. Yeah, that's hot. That's freaking hot.
Now we're talking.
Oh man, it's making the mathematicians all warm and tingly, if you know what I'm saying.
And there's a lot of them that nobody's playing to that niche.
That's right. So where's our album?
Yeah, if anything, YouTube has taught us the riches are in the niches. And now if you played music on my backup, that'd sound hella smart. People are like, oh shit, riches are in the niches. That's amazing. This is the most valuable show I've ever watched.
Yeah.
Get those riches. They're in the niches.
That's right, bitch.
Bitch, yeah. Out.
You know, the funny thing is, that elevator track, epidemic sound, I will play that over and over and over again, 5 seconds at a clip, and yeah, it's fine. It works.
That's good stuff.
I won't play the whole thing. Doesn't make sense in the whole form, but I get the first 5 seconds. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. Little pro tip for you. All right. Looking forward to your live stream 45 minutes from now. So that would be that would be at the top of the hour, 9:15 Eastern, 6:15 Pacific.
Yes, around there. You know it, sir.
Paul, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Love you, bro.
Yeah, love you too, man. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out.
Talk to you later, Paul.
Bye.
Bye. Paul Burke, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Haas before, the two co-hosts of this incredible show we call VF Talks. Let's talk about next week and apologize for the no episode last night and explain what we're going to do this Thursday, combining two topics together. We will talk about certain passages from the book I'm writing, and it's a sort of illustration of the book I'm going to release, as far as the different aspects of my story, whether it's a question of the overeating, obesity, a question of the compulsive gambling, a question of alcoholism, a question of my journey with multiple sclerosis, all of that. We will be talking about that. But then the second half of the episode, I will actually be talking about a workshop that changed my life. It changed Paul's life. It changed Matt's life. It's a program called Live Every Day in August, and it's done by our fine friends at Live Streaming Pros. We refer to Luria Petrucci and Kelly Fabro from time to time. They are the two main thought leads at Live Streaming Pros, and they run this incredible program, 31 days in August. You live stream every day in a private Facebook group. It will change your life if you've never done this before, because it gives you a chance to tell your story. It gives you a chance to be free and do it. And the funny thing you'll see is within the first 2 weeks, you don't need expensive equipment to do it. You could do it on your phone. In fact, the first 2 weeks of the challenges are mobile weeks for a reason. You're supposed to do it on your phone. It's more about the content than any sort of fancy graphics, any sort of fancy transition, all of that. But it's also an incredible opportunity for you to start sharing your life, your story, what you want to present out on social media, out on YouTube or Facebook or what have you. So we will talk about Live Every Day in August. We'll also talk about certain passages out of my book on Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And then 1 week from today, we will do what we normally do on Fridays at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. And that is have a conversation about anything and everything with Matt Haas, Paul Burke, and all of you. And something we love to call VF Talks. It is the part of the week I look forward to the most. It is such a good time, and we truly talk about anything and everything. But on that, I'm going to say the same thing I say to you at the end of every Venture Forward in VF Talks. Stay safe, stay sane, stay strong, stay sober. You're worth it. Have a great weekend. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you Tuesday night for the next episode of the Venture Forward. Fly, be free.
She looks like a star. Yeah, she's got the style that makes you think she's made out of gold. She says she likes it better when we go off-road. Yeah. I'm gonna make it worth your while. I'm gonna make it worth your time. Gonna make it worth your while. When she's with me, we're like superstars. Windows roll down, radio on. I think we could go far. We don't need money. We can skip that part. All I want is her to be with me. She's got a ticket to my heart. The sky is blue, I got the sun in my eyes. It can't get better than when she makes that smile. Yeah, she's got that style that makes you think she's made out of gold. She's turning up the volume on the radio. Yeah. I'm gonna make it worth your while. I'm gonna make it worth your time. I'm gonna make it worth your while. When she's with me, we're like superstars. Windows roll down, radio on. I think we could go far. We don't need money. We can skip that part. All I want is her to be with me. She's got a ticket to my heart.